Arabia and the visions of what's going to take place by the year 2020. At this point in time, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Khalid Al-Dossary. Khalid.
Good morning, everyone. Say, Guten Morgen. I'm pretty sure that everyone in the world knows the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but I doubt that at least you gentlemen here, ladies and gentlemen, know what is SEC, Saudi Electricity Company, yesterday, today, and in the future. So let's get in the journey of introducing our company at the beginning. Saudi Electricity Company was established in 2000 by merging not less than 4 giant electricity companies. They were running the business from generation, transmission, distribution, and customer services at a region. So in 2000 was the vision that we have to have continuous and sustainable energy, which means we have to merge those 4 or 5 companies in one company to have same processes, a good service for our customers. 74% of this company was owned by the government, and the rest 26 was owned by Saudi Aramco, the oil producer company, and other private stakeholders. As the only, or the biggest one, I would say, company producing the energy in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we are producing 50% of our energy for residential, 17.4 for industrial, commercial has a share of 16.3, government 12.6, and others 3.6. At this world, lightning world, in facts and numbers, we have 7.6 million customers, all in Saudi Arabia. 450,000 new customers annually, with a growth rate of 8%. Saudi Electricity Company is connecting and delivering the service to not less than 12,123 cities and villages and mountains and the heart of the desert, where the climate is too hot and the geography of the country is so wide and so big, which means that we need not less than 35,000 employees to work, engineers, SMEs, leaders, technicians. Out of this 35,000 employees, we have local of 16,000 technicians. We produce 65 gigawatt, and this needs not less than 56,000 of kilometers transmission lines, 500,000 kilometers of distribution lines. Embedded with this, not less than 42,000 kilometers of fiber optics cables. Being the only company at that country, and the only company that provides the service, is not the end of the journey, because it is the right time now for SAC to go international, and it is the time to change. And the question is, why to change? If you are the only provider, what is pushing you to change? To change because in the coming 5 years, as our colleague James, he said, the future is not anymore 2030 is 2017 is the future. So in the coming 5 years, the demand in Saudi Arabia on the energy will be increased by 37%, which means that we have to invest a high volume of investment. And this morning was announced that Saudi Arabia is willing to invest in the water and electricity sector not less than $213 billion, which means we will get in a very big competitions with ourselves as a company, because we have to retain our talents. We have to attract good talents that they can manage such amount of investment, $200 billion in the coming 10 years. And also the market will be open. We won't be the only electricity provider anymore, which means we have to be ready from the engineering side, from the service level. We have to have the excellence in everything we do. So in the end of 2013, we came up with accelerated strategic transformation program. And we said, this will be our plan for the next 10 years to move from the local practice to the international class utility. And being an international class utility needs stages. Can't move just from today, by tomorrow you are an international class utility, even if you hire the best talents in the world. You have to go through stages. So we in SEC defined those stages. Stage 1, building the foundation. Stage 2, to be a world class with strategic partners. Stage 3, to be a world class international utility. This ambitious plan, with those 3 stages, today we are in between stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1, we defined the value creation, and we defined the characteristics of having a disciplined environment. And we defined and designed the excellence of the operations, customer services, people, talents, and we defined which structure the company has to go with to manage those investments, to accept the joint venture environment we're gonna have in stage 2. So we're gonna continue the journey in the next 2 to 5 years. We're gonna go global. We signed so many agreements with energy great companies such like EDF in France. We signed agreements with business schools such as MIT, RBL, and University of Washington. Why? Because we want to make sure that we can achieve the benchmark. And as Our colleague said in the previous speech that benchmark is not only numbers you put for yourself as a target and you reach, but that you believe that you can beat those numbers, and that you believe that you will be one of the companies that people they benchmarked with. Stage 3, in the coming between 5 to 10 years, we believe that we have to be an international best in class utility by being ready to sell the energy outside the kingdom with we target for 30% of capacity international and 70% local. It's a nice plan, but it's not only on the slides. With 35,000 employees, with those cities, with not less than 800 work locations, you need something very well structured to change. So SEC came up with this house that target to go towards the class utility. And we said, okay, we have to start from the foundation. We have to have enterprise risk management because we accept no failure. And then we have to have a healthy and safe environment. Why? Because we want to attract the best people, and we want to retain the best people. We want to create an environment that could attract local, national, and international engineers and even leaders. When we have this foundation, then we can go for the pillars, a new operating model, strengthen the core, and enabling the business.